you read the title right. The guy standing in front of a 3,000-gallon aquarium and a 2,000-gallon aquarium and a bunch of other aquariums. Yes, I need more aquariums. And I know if you're not into keeping aquariums, which I don't know why you're watching this video if you are, but you're thinking, this dude's crazy, you're already beyond hope. If you are a hobbyist, you're probably thinking, it's cool, but better you than me. That looks like a lot of work. And then if you're, anywhere as hardcore in the hobby, you're like, definitely you need more aquariums. And I'm a lost cause, so yeah, it's not want more aquariums. I need more aquariums, which is why we're going to show the progress on the Fish Basement Annex. So the first week is in the books. Lots of progress is done. I'm going to take you along in this video. You're going to see day 1 progress, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything within the first week. And yeah, you're going to see how far it's come in just 1 week, and you'll know why I'm so excited. And yes, we're going to theorize on some tanks some more because, oh my God, there's so many possibilities out there. And of course, we're going to check in on a few tanks. There's a little bit of work to do on the Amazonian Islands filter. We'll take a look at the babies and the Malawi River Aquarium. And of course, let's check on that koi pond. Let's see if that water cleared up a little bit. Let's see if we can see the koi this time. And who knows what else we'll get into. So let's get into it. So week 1, day 1 of the Fish Basement Annex construction, at least the build out of the room. We know obviously we already had the concrete and the roof, but now we're building out the wall. So a lot of today was spent getting all this material and getting it all home, all the insulation, OSB, the wrap, and the 2x6, because yes, the exterior walls are 2x6. We're going for a higher level of insulation. So between the 2x6 wall and the material we're using on the outside for the final siding, the fiberboard or hardy board siding, we're going to give a real strong R value with lots of insulation. But you can see other than getting the materials and getting everything here, we started with the framing, and we have 1.5 walls. So more to come for sure, but a good first day in the books, and all the tools are out, everything's ready to go. So stay tuned. Day 2 coming tomorrow. Getting ready to film the 750, and I'm just sitting here staring at it, just enjoying it so much like I always do. And the reason we're here is not because there's a problem with the aquarium up top, but it's our vegetable filter down low. The water sprite grows onto the light and shades out the rest of it, so not very efficient. So thinking is, where could we find some plants that are better suited for a vegetable filter there than the wisteria? Something's not going to grow up. Something, well, none of those. What about I think I have an idea. So we took a little of the water lettuce from the 600-gallon vegetable filter, and now it is moved over to the Amazonian Island 750 vegetable filter. They got lots of room now between that water lettuce and the light up there, so plenty of room for these guys to grow up big, and plenty of new nutrients from the Amazon aquarium. All right, week 1, day 2 of the Fish Basement Annex build is in the books. So coming in the backside this time, because we know we'd already completed the walls over to the back side of the room, and of course the other side there. And now what I'm calling sort of the front side over here, we finished the framing over here. So we've got our doors and windows and everything in place, and it may not look like a lot of progress from day 1, but that's because we did a lot of electrical work inside. So have a bunch of fish tanks, you got to have a lot of electrical. So we got a lot of boxes. Of course, we have recessed lighting going in, and lots of receptacles for lots of pumps and lights and all that good stuff. So we had to upgrade the panel inside and some breakers. So we're getting all that ready to then bring those multiple electrical lines from the main house out into this room to give us multiple circuits. Basically doing a circuit for each mega aquarium, and then another circuit just to do lighting and sort of miscellaneous other stuff. So lighting and anything else like that, anything small. So we're boxed in. So every day it'll start to look more and more now, because once you get all the framing, you get on to OSB and wrap and all that stuff. So we'll get it kind of semi-weather tight here pretty quick, and then of course it gets a little slower once you get inside and you start running all the wires and all that good stuff. But still good progress for the first 2 days of the build out of the Aquarium Fish Basement Annex. Okay, we're back out with the indoor koi pond, and hopefully you can see that there's been some progress on the water clearing up. I think we're seeing some fish. It's not perfectly clear, but it's just been a few days. And I'm already noticing that as I change the pads, there's less and less gunk. And those guys are at the bottom. They're probably, like I said, it's 3 feet filled all the way up. And I can see over at the wall that there's probably 6 inches. So let's just say they're 30 inches down. And we can see them. But this water will get crystal clear. We just need to give it a little more time. But you know what will bring them up to the surface? That's right, koi food. And that shouldn't take but 3 seconds. Here they come. So you got those early takers, and then of course, that was funny, the big boys will come in last, and you know how it is, they always all want to go for the same piece. But pretty calm this time, I would say. Not their first feeding for the day, so I should have captured that early morning one. That's the most fun. And rest assured that the filter's being inspected right now to make sure I'm changing those pads adequately. And we'll try to zoom in on these guys, get a better look at them as they're feeding. There's a Shrewd Surrey. Of course, now that's all spread out. It's the big boy over there. That is the Shisui. Just zipped underneath the, well, coming back out here. That is my largest fish in here, the largest koi in here. Alright, at any rate, a little progress on the water quality, or the water clarity in here. As far as healthiness, it is very healthy, but a little work to go on the clarity, but we can now see all the way to the bottom. Now we just want to get it clear all the way to the bottom. And I think we're not that far away. Probably another week or so, switching out the pads. We'll get there, and then we'll have a nice long run all the way into the winter where we can enjoy these guys and see them clearly, no matter where they are in the pond. Alright, day 3 of the first week is in the books, and as you can see, the framing is done all the way around, including a little bit of framing on top of the interior brick wall to allow for electrical boxes and to box around the line set coming in from the mini split. So once that's all finished off, to make that look nice. And you can see some of the OSB has gone up on the one wall and on the outside wall, and just one wall left for OSB. So we get the rest of the OSB up pretty soon, and then of course we have the wrap, which will go on the outside of that, and then on the outside of that will be a type of cement fiber board siding. It's called Hardy Back or Hardy board. So that is it's nice because it's paintable. So instead of vinyl, you can paint it, and it's impervious to insects. It can't burn, and it's got a really good R rating. So that's one thing we're looking for here in the Fish Basement Annex, is lots of quality insulation. That's where we have the 2x4 walls and the Hardy board, and lots of insulating properties, so we can keep this place nice and toasty for our Amazonian fishy friends. All right, just a quick update. Starting to get dark in here. We're gonna have to get those recessed lights set up pretty quick, and bring the lines in, bring the electrical lines in. So like I said, we upgraded the panel, so we have 3 new lines that are gonna be coming into here. 2 20 amp lines dedicated to fish tanks, and then a 15 amp line just for extra lighting. So exciting stuff, but still a ton of work to go. And as it's starting to come together a little bit, I'm finding myself like assessing tank layout, you know, and possibilities, and it's kind of paralysis because there's so many possibilities. But hopefully once it's all done and I lay some things out, hopefully it'll come to me. But there's been a lot of good suggestions. There's one in particular, a C-shaped tank, that's really got me thinking. So yeah, we'll see. But day 3 of the build in the books. So remember how the 125 used to have so remember how the Malawi River Aquarium used to have those tiny little babies I was trying to point out to you all the time? Well, they're getting kind of big. They're all growing up at different sizes, but they are everywhere. You can see them all about. There is definitely 3 different species of these babies, and I'm not positive, but I think at least 2 different generations of them, if not 3, based on the size of them. But yeah, this is only part of them out and about here in the front. But yeah, they're all about it, and it's kind of funny because they've grown up here. So like some of the bigger guys worry about the camera, but the little guys, they don't care. They're just like, we've seen this thing our whole lives. It's all good. This is the guy who brings food. So they're all happy. You know what? They're babies. They need to eat more. Let's get them some food. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys will eat right from my fingers. But they will definitely eat right underneath them. And of course the bigger guys are coming out for their share as well. But yeah, definitely want to get these little guys grown up, you know, as many survive as possible. I'm enjoying these guys in here. Definitely adding a lot to the tank, and hey, it's kind of nice, you know. You buy 10 fish, and before you know it, you got 40. The nice thing about African cichlids, they definitely help you save money filling out an aquarium. Yeah, and the dolphin is finally getting a little size to him. Slow grower, but he's coming along. He's definitely going to be the feature fish in here with all these smaller mbuna and jewels. All right, week 1, day 4. As you can see, the framing is done, the OSB is done, and the wrap is on. It does go all the way around, of course, as you can see, all the way down there. So let's head inside. You can really start to get a feel for the space now. And yeah, it'll be time to put the lights in pretty soon. It's getting dark in here. But yeah, this is future home with some really big aquariums. So like I said, all the framing is done. So we're working on electrical now. You can see, because this is meant for aquariums, all the boxes are actually going to be up high throughout the room, and actually there are going to be some boxes in the ceiling too, because it's nice to be able to have those cords going up. You don't have to worry about water dripping down a cord that is going to the ceiling or going high on the wall. And of course there's going to be some drains over here for mini split and for dehumidifier, so a lot of that stuff is already in play. Drains on the other side in the wall for dehumidifiers. I don't think I'm pretty sure I won't need 2, because one I use inside handles a lot more water, well, a lot of water volume in there. I don't know how this is going to shake out, whether this will end up being more or less than the main basement, but yeah, definitely get a feel for it. And it's killing me because I've been using the tape, just planning, but I got to resist and let it get finished. So at any rate, we got electrical coming up, and we're going to have some drywall, or some insulation and some drywall, so we're getting there. But pretty good for the first four days of work. I'll move down the tank, see how everybody else is doing. I'm really interested in these Turkana jewels, these babies coloring up, see what I have. I think my original group was like 1 male and 3 females, so you should see what the offspring turns out to be. And of course we got these little guys. Who knows which ones they're going to be. But I suspect they're going to be like this guy, which I'm still not sure if that's a young yellow lab or if that's a, gosh, I forget, Williams eye, I think, another one I had. Because I'm pretty sure one of the ones I had that's blue with the yellow dorsal fin was originally yellow. It was like that as a baby, kind of yellow with the stripes, and then turned blue with the yellow dorsal fin. So not sure about that, but I'll know once they get older. And that's kind of the fun thing about having the offspring is, you learn a lot, and you get to see the whole evolution of the fish. I always talk about keeping these aquariums for 20 years, and the fish seeing the evolution of the tanks over such a long period of time. But it's also fun right at the beginning, when you start with babies and bring them all the way up. And that's the Williams light popped out for a second there, but then he was back in. So day 5, we ended with a bunch of rainstorms. So fortunately, we got it semi buttoned up in here before that kicked in. But let's see. So how did we finish off the first week? Well, we built a bulkhead across the entire length of the building. So that's basically to frame in around the tops of those poles and also give me some channels to run electrical and everything. Because like I mentioned, there is outlets in the ceiling and outlets very high up on the wall because it is a purpose-built fish room. So that's the 2x6 walls, the extra insulation, the fact that all the drywall will be green board, all that good stuff. But mostly day 5 was doing electrical work. So electrical work everywhere, electrical work for the recessed lightings in the ceiling, and then all up on the other side. So lots of electrical work, switches, dimmers, all that good stuff coming in. And fortunately, my assistant can't come into the new annex just yet, but she will be out here to inspect soon enough. Yeah, so with electrical, we need lights because as we're getting this thing all buttoned up, you know, we're losing all that natural daylight. So what is next for next week? Well, obviously, we're going to finish up on the electrical, start putting in receptacles and everything. Insulation will be going in, and then we'll be getting the drywall package. So again, all green board, which is moisture resistant drywall everywhere in here. We're going to be adding in the wall drains, and then of course on the outside right now we are just at the wrap stage. So we're going to have siding material that goes on here, and then we got to button up with the roof so it doesn't just run down like it does right now. So that's it for the first week. Lots of progress, but lots of work to go, and then the fun part starts, building the tanks. And I'm not joking when I say this. I literally have gone back and forth on tank designs in here 20 times already this week. It's getting bad. Every night I think, oh yeah, this is going to be it. Then I look at it again the next day, I'm like, oh, what about this? It is brutal, but I'm going to try to stop thinking about that till the room is more done. And I think once it's more done and I lay some things out on the floor and then take some video and then get your guys' input, I think it'll be a lot easier to figure out once we get to that point. Well, this probably goes without saying, but there's going to be a lot going on in the Aquarium and Fish Basement this spring, summer, the rest of the year. There's a whole new blank canvas out there, ready to have mega DIY mega aquariums built in it. It's crazy. I cannot wait to get started with those aquariums, but it's still fun building out the room, seeing it come together, as well as it doesn't stop all the other projects. You know, we still have the premiere of the 315-gallon DIY build coming. We still have upgrades going on the other aquariums, and then once we start building those mega tanks, it's going to cause a chain reaction. Everyone's getting upgraded. Everyone's getting rehomed to newer, bigger aquariums in the aquarium basement. So Predator Bay 1800s turning into Predator Bay 3000. These guys behind me are going to go from the 600 reef slope to an 1800-gallon lagoon reef or something. We'll come up with something because it's going to be different, their new home. Everybody's getting an upgrade across the board. Oh, yes, and if I'm moving the sharks into the 3000, what does that mean? Well, that means that all the big Amazon cichlids, well, they got to go to a bigger home because that's how we do it here. We always go bigger. So, yeah, there is a big mega Amazon project coming, aquarium being built in the annex, as well as a couple others. As we get closer, once the room gets built, we're hitting you guys up. I already got some good suggestions, but I think you need to see the room when it's finished, because even as it's getting a little bit more finished, I'm seeing things differently, and I think you will as well. So once we get the room further along, we'll start laying out some stuff. We'll look around, and I'll get you guys advice. So if there was ever a time to watch this channel, I'd say it's now. So check back soon, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.